everybody, today I'm so excited to bring this recipe to you. I have been dying for a cinnamon bun recipe that reminds me of what it was like to eat a dense whole carb cinnamon bun, and I think I have found it. So let me share this with you. Right here I have a cup of water that I'm gonna bloom my yeast in, and yes, we're using yeast. You do not need a thermometer. This is tap water, and my tap water was between 100 and 110. And that is what you need. If you have boiling hot water, it will kill your yeast, and this is what yeast looks like. And you just pop it in there. Make sure you got all of the granules. So like I said, you do not need a thermometer, but it's good if you have one. To activate the yeast, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of honey, and supposedly the honey is going to eat the yeast up, so the carbs are null basically. So we're gonna make sure that it's well combined, and we're gonna set it aside. And what you want to see is you want to see the yeast foam up, and it's foaming up already, which is nice. So I'm going to give you all of the measurements right here for all of the ingredients I'm using. This is Vital Wheat Gluten. We're going to use erythritol, oat fiber, flaxseed meal, almond flour. This is Lupin flour, also called miracle flour. And this, folks, is my secret ingredient. This is Idahoan instant potato mix, a starch, and potassium, which helps the gluten stretch and be more pliable. Otherwise, it becomes tough. So I believe that it gives a great mouthfeel to these cinnamon buns. So here I have cinnamon, salt, and xanthan gum. Okay, so we're going to make sure that everything is properly, all the dry ingredients are combined well. And also, if you want your batter sweeter, just taste it to see if it's sweet enough for you. If it's not sweet enough for you, then go ahead and add a little bit more sweetness to it. Remember that you're adding sugar to the filling, and you're adding sugar to the icing as well. So this is a 3-step recipe. First the dough, then the filling, then the icing. As you can see, our yeast has bloomed, and you're gonna add this to the dry mixture, as well as some melted butter, because butter makes it taste better, and 2 room temperature slightly beaten eggs. And then you're going to mix this for about 7 minutes, medium speed. So work your way from 1 to 3 or 4 on your mixer. Start off slow, work your way to level 3 or level 4 on your mixer for 7 minutes, or until all of the batter is on the hook. I suggest stopping it midway so that you can scrape down the sides. Make sure that all of the stuff on the bottom has been incorporated. You see, because you have bits of stuff that it's not incorporated into the dough. Continue mixing. Okay, look at the dough. It's well combined. I have a bowl here, and basically what I want to do is that I want to put a little bit of a neutral spray oil on it. If you don't have a spray, just use any type of oil that you have at home. Neutral in taste, because you don't want to add any taste to the dough. The reason you're oiling it up is so that when it rises, it doesn't stick. This is a very tacky dough, so it's going to be a little bit sticky. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the dough out, trying to get it out of the bowl into the dish. What you want to do here is that you want to mush it and kind of form it into a square so that it's easier to roll out. So I'm taking a little bit of plastic wrap, and I'm gonna spray the side that's gonna go on top of the dough a little bit, so that when it rises, it doesn't stick to the wrap. And you're just going to put it loosely so it doesn't stifle the growth of the dough. What I like to do is I like to boil some water, stick it in my microwave so that the warmth of the water can help it to keep it warm and help it to rise. So here we go. Okay, the dough has risen. It looks really good. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to spray a little bit of oil on this plastic cutting board. It's the best thing for rolling out the dough, I find. You see how mushy it is? It's very pliable. If you find that it's sticking to your hands, which it shouldn't, just put a little bit of oil on it and mush it. Sometimes I don't even roll it out. I just mush it into place, and see it kind of, it's like a slinky. It wants to contract again, but you just keep mushing it out, and it works perfectly. I have here some melted butter, and I'm gonna slather my butter on. I have some erythritol here, nutmeg, cinnamon, allspice. Here we're gonna sprinkle the spice sugar mixture, and it depends on your taste, on what you like. Some people just put cinnamon. I rather have a mixture of spices in my Cin-A-Buns because I don't know, it just, to me, it just tastes better. So see, at this point you can also add chopped pecans, chopped walnuts. All right, so now I'm gonna start rolling outwards, and what you want to do is that you want to not be so tight in here, because then you're gonna get those cinnamon rolls with the pop-ups in the middle. So just gently push, see? Make sure you tidy your corners. Push, tidy your corners, push, push, roll out. Perfect consistency, that's what you want it to look like. This recipe is going to yield 12, so what I like to do is I like to cut it in the middle. But see, when you cut it, it's very tacky. So I just cut the first slice in the middle. And then, this is the magic, dental floss. You're gonna get the perfect slices. So what I do is I mark where I'm gonna cut. So I want 12 rolls. So you cut it in the middle and then you make your markings for your 3 little rolls. And then I pick it up. And make sure that the dental floss is right in the middle. And this is what you're gonna get. See that perfect roll? It's beautiful. So this is how they came out. You want to give them a little space because they're going to get quite big when they bake. So you just want to give them some space, but I think that the 9x12 pan is perfect. And we're going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes depending on your oven. Some of them came out a little bigger than others, but you just have to manage that with your floss when you're cutting them. But yeah, beautiful. I'm gonna bake these and I'll come back to show you the icing. I have here some erythritol, some heavy whipping cream, some vanilla, some melted butter, and some room temperature cream cheese. And I'm going to mix it up. It smells so good. Delicious. I'm gonna add a little water to loosen it up a little because I like to put it in a Ziploc bag to put it over the Cin-A-Bun. I'm going to put it in my little Ziploc bag and then I can pipe it over my Cin-A-Bun to make sure that every single crevice gets a little bit. So my Cin-A-Buns just came out of the oven and as you can see they have spread a little bit too much, but they're still delicious. I'm gonna serve myself one and pipe it so that you see how I do the frosting, but you should let this rest for at least 5-10 minutes before cutting into it. One right here is calling my name. And as you can see, I just want to show you the texture. It's cakey, it gives, and it unwraps. And it's hot! I'm gonna clip the end of my bag here. And I'm gonna serve myself some icing. And it's gonna be delicious because it's gonna melt down. And let me just show you how it unwraps. It's still warm. You see the texture? Delicious. I hope you make it and love it like I do. If you make it, please tag me on Instagram at ResizeBite. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Turn your notifications on.
I want everybody to dance. I'm just like I tell you. And when I say hold yourself, I want all of you to get ready to stop.